Hey everybody, what is up? This is Chongo, you know, the guy who makes all the videos, and one video I noticed has gotten a lot of freaking credence lately is this one, Dog Songs, a dog song medley. It's already got, wow, 43,000 hits. That's a good bit. And of course, some of you guys have been wondering, how the heck am I going to make this myself? That is a secret. Don't look at that. That's a Go Child song. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how I made it and some tips on how to make it on your own time. So, we're going to go through it step by step. You ready? Let's freaking do this. So, this is actually the project file from the first Dog Songs, and like it, I'm going to mute this real quick because that's something we'll talk about later, but, so it starts with... just an audio clip, which is easily importable. By the way, this software is called Mixcraft 7. You can do all sorts of fun stuff with it, like it's really good for making mashups or MIDI editing, which I'm going to show you how to do in just a minute. But regardless, first things first, we need to figure out how on earth am I going to get an instrument that'll let me put whatever note I want onto the sound of the dog. Like, for instance, let's say I have it right here. It's called Annoying Dog. That one's called BG because reasons. So if I hit any note, yeah, any note that I push, going to be dog. So how do I do that? Well, we're going to go all the way over here, and I'm going to show you how. So we have the sound clip that you heard just a second ago. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a certain sound from that we're going to use as the instrument from something called a sampler. What a sampler does is it takes a very, very short sound and it uses that as your new instrument. Now what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to find a point in this song where it's just a single dog barking, because, you know, there's a lot of chords and a lot of dogs barking on top of other dogs. Fortunately, that does exist, and I believe it is right about here. That one right there. If you blinked, you missed it. It's right here. The first one you heard right there. The pickup to the next thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze it in so it's just that sound. You might need to turn snap off for this. Snap's going to be useful later though, because it helps for matching everything up. So let's just friggin' find out where it starts. Too much. There we go. We have our dog sound. Now, I already have this, but I'm going to show you how to do it anyway. For Mixcraft 7, you're going to copy it to Alpha Sampler, and you're going to make a preset for it, which is, this is optional, but I do it just so that I have it in the future. We're going to call it Annoying Doggo. I mean, I already have like 5 versions of this already. I tried a tutorial once, didn't work. So Annoying Doggo. And then if you want to, and then of course now if you play it, it's... excellent! Sound effects. So, something that's important though is that no matter what, it's going to play at the note that's right here. So this is not a C. This is a totally different note, but it's going to be registered as C4. So it's going to be slightly out of tune, but we're going to show you how to fix that later. So if you want to save this as a permanent preset, which I already did, you just need to go to Show Deets and then save preset as whatever. But that's not what we're doing this time. This time we're going to show you how to do the thing. So we got that figured out. Now we know how to make the instrument. We're not going to be using it, so goodbye. I'll miss you. I won't really. I lied to you. Okay, so next we need to figure out, how do I make the background part right here? Because if you listen to the Dog Songs medley, you'll notice that the entire thing just has that as the background. The reason for that is so it can sound a lot more like a mashup between Dog Song and whatever it's being mashed up with. It's a sense of, my internet's dead. Great. I'll deal with that in a moment, and I'll just cut it, but hopefully it'll come back by the time I'm getting the part that I need to do. But first let's talk about friggin' how do we make it so it's just the background, because that thing just goes on repeatedly. What you're going to do is you're going to be importing the Dog Song MIDI, which you can download online. It's very easy download. For us, it's right here. And it defaults to piano, so at first it's going to sound like... groovy. But if you move it to the Annoying Dog sound front, you don't want to know what this is. That's a secret. Whoop. Bad. That's not solo. This is solo. It's going to sound like... Now you might notice it sounds a little bit off key. That's because, again, the sample that we took wasn't on central C, so it isn't going to be the same note. So what you can do is you can go over here, Control A, select everything, and move to the appropriate key, which I believe is right here. So now, if we play it, almost a splitting image. Marvelous. So now what's beautiful about this is not only do we have this, but now we have every single individual note of the song. We could change anything about the song right here because we have the MIDI right here and we have it in the right instrument. So what we're going to do is we need to make it so we just hear that background track of boom bum boom bum boom bum boom bum bum boom bum bum boom bum boom bum. It actually isn't boom bum, but I'll explain that later. So what you're going to do is if you want to delete everything of a single note, you just double click the note on this piano roll over here and then hit delete. And so on and so forth. So then now you have this. Now there's some discrepancies there because, like, for instance, right here you have boom bum boom bum boom bum boom ba ba, which isn't in the original song. That's because that's left over from the melody, as if you go over here, you can hear it too, except it's a lot more apparent, it's like in the second half of it. You know, the bum bum dun da 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 da, a lot more apparent. So you need to just go in and individually collect those. Fortunately, we're only using the first half, so we don't need to worry about all these, but just individually get those. But we're going to skip that part because I already have a pre-prepared one. Whoa, it's like a cooking show. So then you're going to make it sound like this. Excellent. So now the question is, what are we going to do for the main melody? That's what's important, isn't it? Let's take a look at one that I've already prepared. What you have to do is you basically have to know the song off the top of your head, unfortunately. So a lot of it is just putting in the notes from what you remember. So let's see how it works with this one. What's this mysterious track that I'm going to be hyping up? Ready? Here we go. Whoa, it's Gravity Falls! Yeah, it's finally happening in Dogsongs 2. Because this is what I've been working on for Dogsongs 2. I can't talk today. So let's say the next song I'm going to be adding is It Is a Mystery. And for those of you who haven't heard it, is this song. Oh, by the way, check it out. Someone totally stole my It Is a Mystery in minor key, which you can find in the description. This person totally stole it, didn't link back to it. Very nice of him, but that's for another day. It's this song. A beautiful song, just delicious. So let's go back to our friends over here. And now we need to make this song pretty much from scratch. Now, this is a point where it becomes a lot less about technical prowess and a bit more about style. Like, for instance, anyone can just put it in, but a way you might want to do it is like, normally the way it is, it's in swing. It's like da 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 da. But Dogsong is in a straight eighth note, so it's like dun 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 boom bum 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 ba dum ba da 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 da. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna convert the style of It Is a Mystery into a more straight style. So let's say we're gonna start right here, which that way it'll save me from key adjusting later. Again, this part is a lot just by ear. Just click it in however you want. And what we're going to do is we're going to extend this to, the thing itself is 16 measures long. So normally you do this, but I know that we're going to be repeating because I've done this before. So we're going to do 9, and then we're just going to do a copy paste later, which I'll show you. So let's play this by ear. Da, na, 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 na. Dun, Na, 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 na. Da, bop, there we go. Bum, bop, drop, drop. Pick up note. And then we'll loop that because it's correct whether you like it or not. It's correct. Trust me. No need to test it. So you will have... Okay, so one more little style thing I'm going to add in is that since we're going to be transitioning to a new song, we want to make sure this has a lot more closure. And when you end it like, especially with that low pickup note, it doesn't really sound like you're moving on to another song. It sounds like you're about to just continue the phrase, which makes the song flow more, which is really great in the original song, but not what we want for this medley. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it end on the root note, which is F. A lot of musical talk, but basically for that you can just play around with it, do whatever sounds right. But I'm making it land on the root note this time. That way it has a bit more closure so it can transition to the next song. So it'll sound like... Whoop. Let me get a bigger sample for that. See, look, it sounds like it's complete. We're ready to move on to the next song. So let's hear that with Gravity Falls right before it. And then I just have that background track looping forever so I can add more songs to it. But yeah, sounds pretty good. And that's how you add it in. Just a couple more tricks of the trade. First of all, before we end it, song selection. You're going to want to make sure you select songs that sound really happy because the whole dog song track sounds super happy. So it makes a lot of sense to mash up stuff with it. It's like, listen to this. Very happy sounding. So you want to make sure you have a song that reflects that. That's why you're going to want to find songs that are in the major key. For those of you who aren't really musically knowing what that is, knowing the difference between something in major and minor, just look for something that sounds happy, and odds are it'll fit if you adjust the key enough. That's the reason I didn't have Gravity Falls in the first one. I was planning on putting it in, but it sounded way too mysterious, and I didn't give it a chance. And now that I give it a chance, it sounds pretty good. So that's a mistake that I've made before. And you can still add minor keys, like songs in minor key, like Gravity Falls, or like in the first one I had Neon Genesis Evangelion theme, Cruel Angel's Thesis, which is in a minor key, but it still sounded good despite that. So experiment with it. And that is how I did dog songs, and how I'm going to do dog songs too. If you want to just get ideas from this, if this gives you ideas to make something really great, I hope that it does. I love inspiring people, and I will see you all next time. Peace out.